Everybody wants to be successful. They want the grades, the body, the skills, the money, the respect. They want to stand at the finish line, raise their hands, and hear the applause. But let me ask you this. What are you doing on the days when there's no applause? What are you doing when you wake up tired, frustrated, unmotivated, and nobody's watching? That's where the game is really played. That's where consistency becomes your greatest weapon, and where motivation dies a quick, quiet death. See, people are obsessed with motivation. They scroll through Instagram reels, listen to hype speeches, blast music before a workout or study session, hoping it lights a fire. But here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Asterisk asterisk motivation is weak asterisk asterisk. It's soft, it's unreliable. It comes and goes like a breeze. And if your success depends on a feeling, you're already lost. You're playing the game on a broken foundation. Motivation is like a sugar rush. It spikes, it feels good for a minute, but then it crashes. What are you going to do when that feeling vanishes? That's where most people tap out. They say, not today. They say, I'm not feeling it. And they walk away from progress because their mood didn't show up. You think the champions, the scholars, the elite operators in any field are relying on motivation. No, they've built something stronger. They've built asterisk asterisk discipline asterisk asterisk. And they built it through consistency. Let's get this clear. Asterisk asterisk consistency is not glamorous asterisk asterisk. It's not about high energy moments or cinematic triumphs. It's waking up before dawn, again and again, when the bed feels warm and your eyelids are heavy. It's hitting the books when your brain is fried. It's showing up to the gym when your body is sore and your excuses are loud. It's choosing the hard thing over and over until it becomes your new normal. That's what consistency is, and it doesn't give you instant rewards. It gives you something better asterisk asterisk mental toughness and long-term transformation asterisk asterisk. You want to know how discipline is really built. It's not from winning. It's not from success. It's not from applause. Discipline is built through asterisk asterisk repetition under resistance asterisk asterisk. Doing the hard thing every day, especially when it sucks. That's where your character is forged. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but when it's the last thing you want to do. That's where discipline is carved out of your weakness, and the key to that process, it's consistency. You have to be consistent in showing up, especially when you don't want to. That's the moment most people break. That's the fork in the road between average and exceptional. Because consistency doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't wait for the perfect mood. It teaches you to show up regardless. That's how you stop being a slave to emotion. That's how you become dangerous. Let's take education. Students fail not because they're dumb, but because they're inconsistent. They wait to feel inspired to study. They wait for the deadline to feel pressure. They cram at the last minute instead of building knowledge brick by brick, day by day. That's not smart. That's sloppy. Real learners, real achievers, they build study habits the way an athlete builds strength. Asterisk asterisk by doing the reps asterisk asterisk. They don't skip leg day, and they don't skip reading, revising, or reviewing, because they know it's not about the feeling. It's about the commitment. That's the mindset you need. It's not about doing something once. It's about doing it daily. Asterisk asterisk consistency is the proof of your seriousness asterisk asterisk. It's the daily decision that says, I will not negotiate with weakness today. And here's the thing, when you practice consistency long enough, it becomes who you are. It becomes automatic. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop relying on hype. You just execute. Day in, day out, and over time, something magical happens. You start building momentum. You start stacking wins. The gaps in your character start closing. The areas where you used to quit, they turn into strongholds. That's discipline. That's what allows you to keep moving forward even when life punches you in the mouth. It's not a mood, it's a mindset, and you earn it through consistency. So stop asking, how do I stay motivated? That's the wrong question. Start asking, how do I become consistent even when I don't feel like it? That's the question that creates warriors. That's the question that changes lives. The truth is, anyone can be motivated once in a while, but the ones who rise, the ones who become undeniable, are the ones who asterisk asterisk commit to the grind with no excuses, no shortcuts, and no compromises, asterisk asterisk. They don't quit on hard days. They don't pause when life gets messy. They stay in it, and that power, that grit, that fire, it comes from one thing: consistency. Motivation is optional. Discipline is earned. And asterisk asterisk, consistency is the path that leads you there, asterisk asterisk. Stay hard, stay consistent, and never stop showing up. Most people run from their weaknesses. They hide from the things that make them uncomfortable. They avoid the hard conversations with themselves. They'd rather protect their ego than improve. But if you really want to level up, if you want to be more than just another person who talks a big game, then you have to understand something brutal and true. Asterisk asterisk, consistency is not just about building strength. It's about revealing weakness, asterisk asterisk. It's about exposing the parts of you that you've spent your whole life trying to ignore. And once it exposes them, it gives you a chance to destroy them. You don't get better by doing what you're already good at. You don't evolve by staying in your comfort zone. You evolve by repeatedly showing up to the work that humbles you, the grind, the reps, the failures, the long hours of repetition. Those are the moments that strip away the lies you tell yourself. You say you're disciplined, be consistent, and watch how quickly you'll be tested. You say you're focused, do the same thing every day under pressure, under boredom, under fatigue, and see how focused you really are. Consistency doesn't lie. It puts a mirror in front of you. It forces you to see yourself for who you really are. It shows you your limits, not to shame you, but to challenge you to rise above them. That's what growth looks like. It's ugly, it's frustrating, but it's honest, and that's why most people won't stay consistent, because it hurts, because it shows you the truth. Let me give it to you straight. You want to get smarter. Study every single day, not when it's fun, not when you're in the mood. Do it when you're tired. Do it when you're stressed. Do it when you'd rather be doing anything else. And what happens? Your brain will resist. You'll procrastinate. You'll doubt yourself. You'll realize how quickly your mind wants to run. That's your weakness. And consistency will drag it out of the shadows and force you to face it. That's the beauty of it. When you keep doing the hard thing over and over, your excuses get loud, but they also get exposed. The voice in your head that says, I can't focus, I'm not good at this, or this isn't worth it. Those are the weak voices that thrive in inconsistency. But when you show up every single day, they lose their power, because you're no longer giving them room to grow. You're starving them. You're replacing them with action. Consistency is how you eliminate the enemy within. You want to stop quitting? Be consistent. You want to stop doubting yourself? Be consistent. You want to stop fearing failure? Be consistent. Every time you put in the reps, you're burning out the soft parts of yourself. Every day you show up, you're rewriting the story. You're proving to yourself that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be relentless. And let's be real, education isn't about being a genius. It's about asterisk asterisk endurance asterisk asterisk. It's about staying in the fight long enough to learn, adjust, and improve. You think those who ace every test are naturally gifted. Some are, but most of them just outworked you. They read when you were scrolling. They reviewed when you were sleeping in. They mastered the basics not once, but 1,000 times, until the material was burned into their brain, not because it was easy, but because they were consistent enough to outlast their limitations. That's the lesson people miss. Weakness doesn't disappear by avoiding it. It doesn't go away just because you hope it will. It dies in the fire of repetition. It dies when you attack it every single day with discipline and intent. You don't get strong by lifting a weight once. You get strong by lifting it again and again until your body has no choice but to adapt. And your mind works the same way. You want to be mentally strong. You want to be emotionally resilient. Then put yourself through the reps. Put yourself through the fire of consistency and stop expecting results after a few days. That's not how this works. This is war. This is a long-term fight between the version of you that wants comfort and the version of you that's ready for greatness. And every time you stay consistent, you land another punch. You gain another inch, you burn away another layer of weakness. It's slow, it's painful, but it's real, so don't run from discomfort. Don't hide from your shortcomings. Use consistency as your weapon. Use it as your spotlight. Let it shine on every part of you that needs work. Because only when you see the truth can you start building something better. You want to become unbreakable. You want to be the kind of person who doesn't fold under pressure. Then you've got to put yourself through the process. You've got to be willing to be bad before you get good. You've got to be willing to feel slow, dumb, tired, awkward, and behind, and keep showing up anyway. That's how you grow. That's how you win, not by hiding from your weakness, but by meeting it head on. Consistency is your tool. Use it. Stay hard, stay honest, and keep putting in the reps until the weak version of you has no place left to hide. Everyone out here is chasing feelings. They want to feel fired up before they take action. They want to feel confident before they speak up. They want to feel motivated before they study, train, or take the next step. But let me tell you something most people will never admit. Feelings are liars, Your mood doesn't care about your goals. Your emotions don't care about your potential. They fluctuate, they twist, they weaken you if you let them. That's why you can't rely on mood to drive action. You need something stronger. That something is mind, set a fixed internal decision that says, I do what needs to be done, no matter how I feel. Consistency is not about waking up every day ready to attack the world. It's not about constantly being inspired. That's fantasy. This is real life, and in real life, you're going to be tired, you're going to be discouraged, you're going to feel overwhelmed, bored, defeated, or just numb. But if you've built the right mindset, none of that matters, because mindset doesn't ask for your permission. It doesn't check in with your mood. It's a system. It's a standard. It's a personal contract you sign with yourself that says, no matter what happens, I show up every single time. When you base your actions on mood, you become inconsistent by default. One day you're on fire, the next you're in a slump. One day you're studying, grinding, pushing hard. The next day you're saying, I'll get back on track tomorrow. And guess what? Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes never, and all the goals you set start slipping through your fingers. Why? Because you gave your power away to your feelings. You let your emotional state dictate your behavior instead of your mindset. Now compare that with someone who lives by consistency. Their mindset is forged like iron. Their actions don't waver based on how they feel. They show up because that's who they are. They don't negotiate with fatigue. They don't care if they are inspired. They do the work because the work is non-negotiable. That's what consistency really is. It's not a personality trait. It's not a talent. It's a commitment to act regardless of emotion. You think top performers feel good every day. You think elite students, athletes, warriors, leaders always wake up ready to grind. No. A lot of days they don't feel like doing it, but they do it anyway. Because they're not slaves to emotion. They've built a mindset that overrides it, and that's what separates them from everyone else. In education, this principle is everything. There will be days when reading feels like dragging your brain through concrete. There will be times when the numbers don't make sense, the concepts feel impossible, and your mind is screaming to quit. Your mood will tell you, take a break, you're tired, you're not good at this. But your mindset, the one that's been trained to be consistent, will say, I don't care how it feels, sit down, do the work. That's how people actually learn. That's how mastery is built. Not in the moments when it's easy, but in the moments when you push through, even when everything inside you says stop. Think of mindset as a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer reacts to the environment. It rises and falls based on what's happening around it. That's how people who live by mood operate. They're up and down, driven by weather, drama, distractions, and how they feel. A thermostat, though, sets the temperature **. It says, this is the standard, this is how we operate, this is what gets done, no matter what. That's how your mind has to work if you want to stay consistent. You don't check in with your emotions. You set your standards and live by them, and the crazy part, when you live by mindset long enough, your moods start to shift. You begin to feel more confident, more focused, more in control. Not because the world got easier, but because you got stronger. You've trained your brain to do what's required, not what's convenient. That's power, that's freedom, that's what people are missing when they wait around for motivation. So stop treating consistency like a mood. It's not something that comes and goes. It's not a switch that flips when the vibe is right. It's a mindset, a daily, hourly decision to operate with discipline. You either show up like a pro, or you let your emotions run the show. And if you let emotions drive the car, don't be surprised when you crash and burn. Consistency requires you to be relentless with your standards. It requires you to show up on rainy days, late nights, low-energy mornings, and every moment in between. Because the truth is, anyone can be great ***, sometimes ***. But the ones who succeed are great ***, all the time ***, not because they always feel great, but because they've trained themselves to act with greatness, regardless of how they feel. That's the message. You don't need to feel like it. You need to ***, do it ***, over and over, until it becomes who you are. That's consistency, that's mindset, and once you build it, there's nothing that can stop you. Stay locked in, stay accountable, and stay consistent, no matter how you feel. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. ***, you either choose consistency, or you choose comfort ***. You either do the work regardless of how you feel, or you live a life full of excuses, half-finished goals, and unrealized potential. Consistency is not for the talented, it's not for the lucky, it's for the ones who make a decision and ***, refuse to break that promise to themselves ***. Motivation will fail you, feelings will betray you. But consistency, that's what transforms you. It builds discipline when you're tired. It burns out your weakness when you feel like quitting. And it turns your mindset into an unstoppable machine, not controlled by moods, but guided by mission. If you want to be the one who gets results, not just dreams about them, then stop waiting for the perfect moment, stop negotiating with laziness, ***, start showing up every damn day. ***, whether it's studying, training, grinding, building ***, do it relentlessly, without permission from your emotions. Because the world doesn't care how you feel. It only responds to what you consistently do. So be the one who doesn't flinch. Be the one who keeps going when others tap out. Be the one who stays locked in long after the hype fades, because that's the person who wins. That's the person who builds greatness. And that person is forged ***, not in comfort, not in mood, but in pure, unbreakable consistency ***. Stay hard, stay committed. ***, and never forget, consistency is the foundation of everything you want to become. ***.